Got him hooked up. It is September 2010, and we are out here at the mouth of the Neuse River, old drum fishing, and we have hooked up with our first old drum of the day. Feels like a good one too. I had just that very second got a bite on this line. We missed a strike. I brought the line back in. I could tell where the drum had picked that bait up and dropped it. And I had just cast this line back out, put it down in the rod holder when we got another strike. I've got my partner Wayne Justice on board today. He's clearing lines for me. We won't always clear all the lines when we get a hookup, because a lot of times we like to leave lines overboard, hoping for that second strike for double or triple opportunities, hookup opportunities. But being this is our first fish of the day, we want to make sure we don't get any tangles. We want to make sure we get this one in. Yeah, get that line up quick. He's moving up towards that other line there, Wayne. Gotcha. Ooh. Gosh, this feels good. I've run a lot of trips so far this year. Oh, Harry's coming to the surface. I've run a lot of trips and we caught a lot of drum, but I think this may only be the third one that I've actually had a chance to fight this year. There he is. Oh, that looked good. Got to get a look at him down in the water. We got him up at the surface now. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Just about got him worn down like we want him. Just about. Wayne, what I'm going to get you to do is hold this rod right here behind me. I always put that glove on my left hand for holding that, for holding the leader. You see, it's a real short leader. It's only about 5 inches long. Perfect hook set right there in the corner of his mouth. Now I've slipped my other hand just inside the gill plate. I'm not touching his gills. You definitely want to make sure you don't get your fingers in his gills. Rolling this circle hook out, controlling him with the right hand, coming behind, cradling him up like a baby. There we go. We got him up in the boat where you can get a good look at him. Beautiful, beautiful red drum. Got a couple of spots there on his big old tail. And it's a female. She's not making any noise. Let's get her back down in the water. We're giving you a good look at her. Taking our time. We've had fun fighting her. We want to make sure she's back to full strength before we let her go. I think she's about ready. Whew, that was a load of fun. Gosh, I do like to get out here every once in a while and catch them myself. Great fights, great battles. It's not my favorite kind of fishing, but they're absolutely my favorite fish. Once again, I've got Wayne Justice on board with us today.
Awesome, good job, buddy.
Wayne, every year we try to do a show with you so you can come on board with us with somebody who's never caught an old red drum before. Today, it's Wayne.
I appreciate the opportunity, Brian. You've got me on the smaller ones out on the ocean and on the, the bays around here. But to come out here and get a good look at one of those big drums, the small in size, that's awesome, man. Thanks again. That's awesome.
We are going to do our best to get Wayne on the next fish. So you guys stick with us. We'll be right back.
right, Brian, we picked up that first fish. I'm ready to find me one. How do you go about finding them the first time? I know you've got multiple places that produce for you out here. How do you find your spots and come back to them?
Wayne, I use this new Lowrance HDS. I depend on it heavily for finding spots. The depth sounder sonar features work great for finding ledges, slopes, oyster reefs.
Right.
That new side scan sonar technology is it's amazing. It really is. I am still exploring and learning all of the features of the side scan sonar.
It looks like a nice little play toy. What do the drum really look for when they're out here? What do you look for on the machine to cue up on?
Like I say, changes in depth, slopes from coming up down off shoals.
Right.
This one spot we're fishing right here, we marked the top of the shoal up around 6 or 7 feet.
Right.
And we're down at the bottom of the shoal, anchored up here in about 13 feet.
Right.
These drum use the depth transitions, use the edge of these shoals kind of as their pathways, as their roadways, as they're navigating through the river. Any place here in Neuse River where you can find a steep drop off of a shoal, that is an area that drum are going to be working up and down.
Okay.
Once you found spots and had a good fishing trip on certain spots, I like to mark the waypoint on the GPS chart plotter.
Right.
That way it's just a matter of coming right back to that exact spot.
Makes it real easy.
Makes it real easy to get back in those spots. And of course, this spot that we're fishing right now, it's a fairly new spot that I found, I guess, going back about 3 weeks ago.
Right.
And had several good trips on it in the past 3 weeks, and we're back here again today.
Cool. Maybe we'll find one. I noticed as we were pulling the anchor, sometimes it was muddy, sometimes it was oystery. How does this help you know what the bottom composition really looks like?
Once you really get tuned in on how to use this unit, the differences in the sonar technology can help you determine what type of bottom you're on top of, whether it's soft mud, whether it's hard sand, or whether it's even harder shell bottom.
Got you. That's got to make a big difference too.
I really want to say how much I appreciate Lowrance hooking me up with this new HDS unit, and also how much I appreciate DownEast Marine in Otway, North Carolina, for doing the install on this unit. They did a magnificent job, and Wayne, Lowrance makes an awesome product. Between the GPS chart plotter and the side scan sonar technology and your traditional depth sounder, this is everything you need to increase your productivity out here old drum fishing. That is for sure.
Right on.
Woo. Hang on to him, Wayne. Hang on to him.
You make a big run. We saw that slick out there behind us. We figured there must be some bait. He's still going.
What do you think? You feel the power in those fish now?
Yes, sir. Well, we sat out here for a little while, soaked some baits, and had a little snack, and that's what turned it on. As soon as you have a snack.
Well, you know, I like to old drum fish in the daytime.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things about this daytime old drum fishing. You can go through slow periods.
Well, and like you say, it's not got to be a pure nighttime thing. I know you're an active sight fisherman like I am, Brian. You like to actually see the fish and kind of see what's going on around you. And the fact that you can come out here and target them in the day like this is something that I don't think a lot of people are aware of. Most people consider it really just a nighttime deal, I would think, by a lot that I hear. But like I say, this is my first time ever feeling their power. I'm liking it.
Wayne, you can start working your way right around the stern of the boat there. You got a clear path. I got those other rods out of your way. Keep that rod tip up. He's still able to take line on you. This is a big critter here.
He's the biggest fish I've probably ever caught, Brian. Coming towards us.
Starting to make a run back at you, huh?
Yep.
Take what he'll give. Always try to stay,
Keep
caught up with him.
That's
so
right.
he doesn't have a chance
There
to
he goes. He's pulling it back again now.
to make a run at you and let the line go slack.
That's right.
And I like, I always tell folks keep that rod tip high. Let that rod tip absorb the head shakes and shocks of these fish.
And that's why you always try to match the tackle for the size of the fish that you're after, and you got some good.
To me, the tackle we're using is perfect. These Plasma Series Star rods.
That's right.
In the, I think these are the 17 to 40 pound class. You've got a Shimano Sustain 6000 reel on there, and that particular reel That's 250 yards of a 40-pound Power Pro braid, which is perfect setup for that rod and reel.
You can feel him pulling real good. That tail thump as he turns back. Woo! That big broad tail. You can feel that power.
Oh yeah. I saw the tail swirl off of him there, Wayne.
That's right.
But I tell you what, there's definitely a big size difference between that first fish I caught and this one that you're hooked up on here now.
Yeah, she feels big. I'd like to get a look over at the surface.
This one is definitely giving you a giving you a run for your money.
Oh, it feels good.
Now I've tightened down. Oh, head shake. You feel him shaking his head just there?
Yep. Felt it in the tip.
Now I tightened down on that drag, Wayne, about as much as I feel like. Oh, and I just got a flash, the first red flash of his back there. I always like to
get that visual.
That first glimpse at him. This one's up near the surface now. He's going to show us a sign out on the surface of the water. He's going to show himself here shortly, I think. But this is definitely this is a full grown red drum. You know, we like to think of these fish here, you know, in our waters here in North Carolina, in southern Pamlico Sound and mouth of the Neuse, as the largest red drum in the world.
They really are.
And they prove themselves to be consistently the largest fish.
The state fish here in North Carolina, and we've done such a good job of promoting a good conservation fishery on this fort. Specialized gear, specialized tactics, and you know, they've shown that here in our state. Like you said, they're bigger than anywhere else, and I think a lot of it, Brian, what do you think about the habitat in our state? That's got to be a big part of it too, with so much estuary, so much good water for them.
And you know, it's instinctual for these fish to come back to these same places year after year after year. These are the same places that they were originally spawned in.
Right.
Some 20, oh, got a first look at him there. Some 20, 30, 40, possibly 50, 60 years ago for some of these fish.
Well, and y'all have been targeting them out here for what, 15 to 20 years it sounds like, huh, Brian?
It's been a good fishery going on for 15 to 20 years, and it goes back even farther farther than that with a lot of the old timers.
I know we'll talk a little bit about the specialized gear that we use, but Owen Lumpton, that's the name I've heard a lot about out here.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk more in this show about the Owen Lumpton circle hook rig. That is a big part of our conservation effort with these fish. Man, that is a massive red drum.
Woo! She's so much fun.
Wayne, I don't think they get a whole lot bigger than that there, brother.
Turn him back towards us.
Big male, big massive, and you warn him out good when they come and they'll roll over like that. And this is a full-grown male. Now, Wayne, you hold that rod just in case he shakes away from me.
You're good.
I'm sliding just inside the gill plate, staying away from his gills. Rolling that circle hook right out. Another perfect hook set right in the corner of his mouth. This is a full-grown male right here now. If I can get the hook out of my glove. Here, Wayne, pull that glove off for me.
We got you.
Okay. I want you to lay the rod down, get that towel. I'm going to hand him to you so we can get you pictured with him. And get that towel there just in case he starts losing some of his eggs.
Yeah, ready.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Cradling him up under his belly. My back's gonna hurt after this one. That's
one of the things you talk a lot about is proper handling of these fish and getting them so that
cradling them just like a belly there, underneath just like that. Kind of turn him up where everybody can see him real well.
Woo-wee!
There you go.
Get a good shot and get
Look at the girth on this fish there. Beautiful, beautiful golden color. Look at this spot on his tail. That is certainly a unique spot.
Beautiful.
Wayne, for your first red drum, buddy, he's 50 plus pounds.
Yes, sir. Real happy with this, Brian.
Probably
Thanks
48,
for putting me on him.
Somewhere between a 48 to 52 inch fish.
Beautiful.
Look at that big old mouth. Can you see those pharyngeal teeth down there in the back?
They worn down some in the front teeth?
They're still got a little sharpness there, but you can tell he's got some age on him.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right.
Beautiful to feel the power of this thing, feel it drumming in my arms. Brian, you made my day.
That's beautiful, Wayne. We'll get our still photos off of the video.
Yeah, we'll get them back in
so
quick.
we're not going to take time
That's
to...
right. That's right. We want to look after this fish, get him back in, get a good release.
But generally, what everybody likes to do is get that trophy drum up in the boat.
Just to feel the weight of that fish under your arms. I mean, it's something.
Okay.
Amazing.
Handed him back to me. Now I'm going to let you revive this fish, Wayne. You fought him. You caught him. You hold him. Whoa, whoa. hold him right by the tail, and just kind of keep him upright. Sway him back and forth in the water a little bit, every once in a while a little forward.
When he power back.
Yes. Well, we're giving him a chance to get his strength back, because he was completely worn out. I mean, that was a long fight.
Yes, it was.
That was a long fight.
I was
for a
worn
drum.
out too.
That probably went, 10 to 15 minute long fight.
He's starting to be ready to pull out of my hand. I got a feeling.
You can feel him. You can start feeling getting his strength back, and kind of keep the tail submerged down there where you can get the power from the tail. And just hang on to him for a few more minutes. Gives us a chance to kind of let folks see that we do take our time reviving these fish, and we want to make sure that they're back at full strength.
That's right. Well, as I've said many times, this is your bread and butter out here, Brian. I know this fish means a lot to you, and you want to make sure we're looking after this fishery. And we've done a great job of it here in the state with all the special regulations, all the special rules that have been put in place. And people like you out here, that's why they're still here for us.
Wayne, red fishing is my bread and butter, not necessarily for these old drum. We only do this a couple of months out of the year.
Yes, sir, but this species.
This is the spawning stock. These big fish, these old drum, are the spawning stock for all of the red drum that we catch here in North Carolina. So
Bingo.
You see why it's so important that we don't keep these big ones, that we
Yes,
do
sir.
return them.
And what's the slot on reds again, Ryan? Can you remind me?
18 to 27 inches.
That's
18
right.
to 27. Where everybody's allowed to keep one for eating purposes.
Right.
Keep one in that size range. But these big ones, it's all catch and release on these big ones.
I think this one's just about ready. You let me know when. I know you know.
Buddy,
better than I do.
let him pull out of your hand when you think he's ready, but make sure that he gives you a good kick and a good push.
Yeah, we want to make sure he's ready for it.
You can see his fins out. He's got good color.
Any predators for these big ones back here when they're like this, Brian?
Now you have up here in this brackish water, you have bull sharks, and I have heard tale of recently released drum getting hit by bull sharks. So we want to make sure. That's another reason we want to make sure that this this red's back. He's got his strength back, so he doesn't become prey for something bigger.
That's right.
Bigger than him.
That's right.
But
it's hard to believe there's much bigger than him out here in this river, but whew, good time, buddy. Good time.
I think you're real close, Wayne. I think you can. The next time he makes a significant pull and ducks his head down, I think pretty much
let him swim away.
Yeah, and give him a few pushes forward and back, kind of just to get him that momentum and get a little more water going across his.
Well, it reminds me a lot of my years growing up with bass fishing. You always spend the time with the fish, make sure that they're healthy when you release them back in.
Well, this big male, he fought extra hard.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, by the time he gave up, he had no energy left.
All right, we'll see if he's gonna go on this one there.
There he goes. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Brian, thank you, bud. My
Wayne,
first big red.
Your first big red.
Love it.
Like I was telling y'all in that first segment of the show today, we always like to do a special show with someone on the boat that's never caught one before. So your first one, and I tell you what, it was a trophy.
Man,
it was a monster.
I'm happy it was me this time around. Thanks again for giving me that chance, Brian.
And Wayne,
awesome experience.
It doesn't get a whole lot better than that. Great fight. Got him in the boat, perfect hook set, revived him, watched him swim away.
Yep.
Anyway, we got more red fishing to come, more old drum fishing to come. So y'all stick with us, and we'll be right back.